Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today I want to talk about things I would like to see PSE implement for 2022. So today I was looking at Dan Jasser's new bow. It's an EVL 34. It's a custom bow and he just shot in a tournament and he shot an amazing score and came third. Now what it is, it's the EVL 34, if you don't know, it's like a 3D bow, which is... looks like this one, just sort of here. Which is this bow here. It's new for 2021 from PSE. It replaced the NXT 35. It's like a 3D bow. It's a long riser, short limbs. So Dan Jasser's shooting one of these in a target competition and came third. And I thought that is a nice looking bow. And I thought to myself, do you know what would be really cool? If PSE had signature bows. So for the top shooters at PSE, like Stefan Hansen, Dave Cousins, Dan Jasser, and I'm obviously forgetting the name of the guy who won everything and wins all the shoots. It will come back to me. He works really hard and very successful. Won Vegas twice. Mental blank, I'm old. If they had signature bows, so if this was the bow they chose to shoot and it was in their custom camo or their custom finish, like, you know, Dan's would be blue with white limbs with blue strings, or Stefan Hansen's would be a PSE Super in this color with a signature on the limb. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, Dave Cousins could have the citation with, you know, Dave Cousins written on the limb. And maybe it was available in custom numbers, like limited numbers. So maybe there's 100 of them produced by PSE. So that way it kind of creates a collector's edition and it's going to be first in, best dressed. Like, could you imagine being 100 PSE Stefan Hansen bows made in the world? Well, how many shops are there in the world that sell PSE? Like, would my shop buy one? Like, you'd have to, right? So therefore in Australia there would only be maybe 1 or 2 of those bows available in Australia. Forever. So, well, for 2021 there'd be 2 available in Australia. There'd be... America's got heaps and heaps of shops. Canada's got 200 shops. So not every shop would get one. So it'd create this collector's kind of thing, and you're going to say, well, PSE need to sell more than 100 bows. But it'd be a pretty cool thing, and maybe it's 200 bows per staff shooter, and you've obviously got, you know, girl bows for their female shooters, and they could make them whatever color they want and, yeah, dress them up. I just think it'd be a cool feature, and you'd have like a signature series line, and it has all their staff shooters and their bows in their colors, so you don't get to choose. It's that one bow with that color strings with that little signature on it. I just think it'd be a cool feature. Okay, so things I would like to see PSE change for 2022. I would like the bow kits to be built. So at the moment, the PSE Drive and the Stinger and all those kits that come available from PSE, they just throw all the bits in the box and say, see you later. So when I ship it out to a shop, or when I get it, I've got to build it, and it's a pain. It was much better when PSE built this stuff and it was factory built. I would like them to change the peep sight that comes in that kit. The peep sight's very average, so I'd like to see that change. I would like PSE to have 2 kits. One's a basic kit with a sight, a bow quiver and a rest. Like another one with some arrows and a release aid. So one where the person buys it, goes shoots, and the other one which is a basic thing, so then they choose the arrows and they choose the release aid. Now PSE kind of have that, where they used to have the ready to shoot kit, but then they had the pro kit, which was a drop away, and then they had the field ready kit. I just think you need the 2 kits. One's with a sight, one's an arrow rest, and then one's with the arrows and release aid. And I think that should be pretty much with the entire range of PSE bows. Makes life simple. I would like to see, the PSE Supra is a huge selling bow, very successful for PSE, and I'm going to say probably the most successful target bow in the world. I think I'm pretty comfortable at saying that. I would like to see limb locking systems on their bow. So you can lock the limbs so it's not possible for them to wind out. Now, everyone's talked about an adjustable bow grip before. I know, like, it always comes up where you've got some sort of attachment where you can kind of, like, it goes inside the riser so you can change the angle here. Look, I like the PSE grip the way it is. I just think it creates some options for people, and people can produce them on a 3D printer and, you know, maybe texture the grip. I think that would be a cool feature. Some people have said about producing like a bow like the EVL 34 and EVL 32 in a 37 inch for more target shooters. So instead of being like the Supra, which has got your bigger limb here, it's more of a parallel limb. So more like the Matthews TRX. To me, that's not a big deal. I really want to see the Stinger returned to its place as far as the #1 selling beginner's bow. And I'm not saying it's not the #1 selling bow. I just want to see it being robust and with a kit. And yeah, I'd like to probably see it in a 32-inch axle. I think the 30-inch was a bit short. So I'd probably roll it back to the way it was before. I would like to see this here, the cable rod, so this here, so that bit there, be made bigger. So it being machined out to there, so it's got more holding the rod. Because at the moment there's two little grub screws here holding the rod. This is my bow, as you can see, that there's two grub screws. If this was made out bigger here, there'd be more holding it, more clamping this in place. I'd like to see that. Same thing. Obviously Apparel, PSE's Apparel. They kind of had some good t-shirts there for a bit. And some of the ones this year are obviously better than the PSE's had before, but I'd like to see Apparel raised up the level. I think the PSE traditional gear needs to be improved, and the accessories that come with it. I think the PSE accessories overall probably need to be improved a little bit, so that when you buy a PSE, you buy the accessories. PSE no longer have a two-piece quiver. I think that's a negative for PSE. Overall, I think the pricing is good with PSE. Oh, the one thing I'd really like to see in the 2022 is when you've got your bow. So I've got this bow here. I don't know what this letter on this module means as far as draw length. I'd like to see it written on the limbs on a sticker which says C is 29 and B is 28.5. So I know what a bow goes from and to in draw length, and I know what the letter means. So at the moment, like, the bow's not even marked. I don't even know what poundage this bow is. It's got no markings. And some people go, why do you leave your tags on the bow? And you can see this one doesn't have a tag on it because it came off. It was on there for about 2 years. I used to keep the tags on my bows because I just don't remember like what the draw length goes from and to, and it's there so I can look it up when someone asks me. It would be better if it was stuck onto the limb as a little sticker which ran down here and said, for this draw length, it's this size, this is the poundage of the bow, this is the size of the strings and cables, just some basic information on here. It would be good to have it on a tag on the bow. I think they're the kind of major things I want. So anyway, if you've got any things you would like to see for PSE to implement in 2022, drop them below in the comments. I think they were probably not off the side of my cuff or whatever, off the top of my head, but these are things I kind of think of as time goes on. Now, over the years of dealing with PSE, they tend to make changes every year to make the bow a little bit better. So PSE tend not to make huge changes every year. They tend to be small changes and they get a little bit better every year. I mean, I'd like to see matching strings. Oh, if PSE could label their strings, oh, that would be so good. So, like, when you buy some strings from PSE, if they came in a package which said PSE Supra EM Cam, that would be the best. Because I would just buy all the PSE strings and I would stock them. At the moment when I buy PSE strings, they come in a bag and I don't know what they are. So I'm like, I don't know what bow this is for. There's no markings, there's no labels. And I'm like, well, that was just a waste of however many $100 those strings cost me, because I don't know what that's for. So I would like them to come in a tube, in a plastic bag with a tag on to say this is the bow it's for, this is the dimensions of the strings. So this is for a PSE Stinger 2021 and this is the size of the strings. Now that should be a whole different part of the PSE business, just like Elite does with Winner's Choice. PSE make good solid strings. They need to have them available to dealers, to customers as factory strings, and they need to come in all different colours. So when you buy a PSE Supra, you've got the choice of buying a red string, green string, orange string, whatever colour you kind of want to think of. And I don't mind if that's rolled off in a separate little thing, because that would be good. A lot of people like buying factory strings because you know if you buy a factory string it's the same as the string you bought last time. So I think that's about it. I think I'll leave it there. I mean, I think overall 2021 was a very good year for PSE. Obviously John Dudley did extremely well with his range of bows. The EVLs did really well. The Supras did really well. The Drive sold extremely well. The Drive outsold the Supra for the first time. Sorry, the Drive outsold the Stinger for the first time I can ever remember by, to me, such a magnitude. So that's a more expensive bow outselling a cheaper bow. I don't know what that is, whether that's the government giving away heaps of money to everyone, or what, or I mean the Drive's a better bow, but the Drive's always been a better bow. But this year the Drive really outsold the Stinger. It was quite unbelievable how better it sold. And the Drive's always been a solid bow, but this year in particular it sold incredibly well. So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. That's my take on what I would like to see from PSE in 2022. Thanks for watching. Bye.